Mira, ¿dónde tú estás?
Ya estoy aquí, mi vida. ¿Pero qué están tomando?
¿Pero por qué?
Porque te traje lo nuevo y diferente, Taíno Light Boricua Beer. Y lo más importante es que es lo nuevo y acabadita de salir al mercado.
¿Y saben buenas?
Claro, ambas cervezas tienen los mismos beneficios que una copa de vino, con menos calorías. La Boricua Beer 6%, fuerte pero con sabor. Y la Taíno Light 4.5% y es artesanal.
Eso me gusta. Somos familia, calidad y sabor.
Visita boricuabeer.com.
Orlando se prepara para recibir el Festival del Merengue en Tarima.
Mili Quesada,
Esta noche amanecemos.
Manny Manuel,
Una vez dije que te amaba.
Los hermanos Rosario.
Qué buena está.
Límite 21.
Acláreme esto.
Bonnie Cepeda,
La fotografía.
Fra Negra,
Super Magnato. Y cerrando el festival, Johnny Ventura.
Merenguero hasta la...
VIP 407-492-5150. Te invita La Rumba y Taíno Light Beer.
Are you proud to be Hispanic? Hispanics in Florida now have the first Hispanic car license plate in the United States. Be a proud Hispanic.
Put the Hispanic plate on your car.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to be a scientist.
I want to be an engineer. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a professional dancer.
By getting the Hispanic plate for your car,
You will support scholarships and community programs.
Call now or visit HispanicAchievers.org.
Hi, I'm Danny Ramos, and welcome to this week's edition of Hispanic Speak Out TV. It's been brought to you on Bright House Cable Networks for the past 15 years. We started the show on Bright House when there was not one Hispanic elected official, and as you all know, there are many now. And we're glad to say that we played a role in changing the diversity of Central Florida in our political arena. Today we'll be discussing what's going on in the presidential, and Jose Miranda, the host for Hispanic Speak Out TV, will be doing an interview with a candidate running for district attorney for Orange and Osceola County, and her name is Ayala.
Aramis
Ayala.
Right.
And she'll follow up right after we have our discussion. Our discussion involves Greg Perkins. Greg, introduce yourself.
Greg Perkins.
I'm Bill Garlington, author of It's Your Choice America.
That book is a ultra-conservative book that he authored, and that book is available by contacting him. And
Jose Miranda, yes,
Jose Miranda,
I'll sell that book to you as well.
You'll sell that book too. I knew you convert.
That's right.
Okay, guys. We start off with what happened yesterday. There was almost a clean sweep by Trump. Jose, you want to go first? Because you were saying that Trump would not get past 30 days when he started the campaign, and right now he's within sight of being the Republican nominee for President of the United States.
What site are we talking about? Your glasses or what?
No,
The reality is he's not in sight.
He is.
No, he has to run the board somewhere a little less than 60%. He has to run it without having any hiccups. Should he have a hiccup, then we're going to have
who else is close? Who's closer than Trump? Because you're saying he's nowhere near. So
no,
who's
what I'm
closer
saying
than
to you, he has to hold serve.
Right now he's the front runner.
Right now, but he has to hold serve now on the remaining states, okay?
Of course,
And so Cruz right now is somewhere in the neighborhood around 200 behind or so.
About 200.
Okay, so he has a mathematical chance to catch Mr. Trump should he
Very
stumble.
outside.
Mr. Trump doesn't necessarily have a guarantee to get in.
Cruz has to get 80% of every state in order to make it. He's got to get 80%. He's got to get 4 out of 5 states all the way in to the convention. Okay?
Well,
it's a real long shot.
Yeah, but you're also talking that Trump is going to show good in Pennsylvania and New York and stuff like that.
Even if Trump doesn't take 80%.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Okay, we'll see. He's from New York. What do you think?
Well,
I won't interrupt you, man.
it's typical that Donald Trump has the advantage. However, if John Kasich would get out, polls show it's a 61-39% that.
And you think John Kasich is going to get out? Because last night, during the election on Super Tuesday, he said he's never getting out, that he's going to go to the convention.
Yeah, nobody's going to win.
Well,
Sorry about Bill. Go ahead.
As I was saying,
Why did you interrupt him?
61 to 39% if Kasich drops out. I'm not suggesting he will drop out. So if Kasich stays in and Trump and Cruz stay in, Donald Trump will not have 1237. That doesn't mean that he'll have close to that and then be nominated by the convention, but no one would have 1237.
Okay.
Right, I don't think he's going to get 1237.
He's not going to get 1237.
I don't think he's going to get 1237 either.
Right.
Okay, not before the convention,
Right.
but he might have 1180.
Right.
And 1180 is substantial enough that the Republican Party has to recognize him as the leader. It's not perfect, but there's going to be a lot to pay if he's gotten the 1100s and they don't give him the nomination. This is a real war between the old establishment and the new, right?
Right. The mainstream media says or suggests that if Donald Trump is less than 100 away, he'll probably get it on the first ballot. If he's more than 100 away, it will go through the process and we could have it contested.
Yeah, well, all that stuff is speculation.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's all speculation. The mainstream media, they've been wrong before.
Absolutely.
Because they don't,
beginning.
exactly. So I wouldn't put any faith in that.
Yeah.
So, but I like this stuff, right? The Republicans, man, they go in there.
This is the greatest show on earth. I'm surprised they don't make this into a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, because
and Hillary's just cruising right along, man.
You know, and you know what? One of the facts that I found out is that Bush spent $25 million to try to push Rubio out of the race. So Bush looked at Rubio as his major threat.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look at Trump. He assumed that Trump, because of his rhetoric, would fall off the train.
Everybody thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Rubio is fell off the train.
Right.
You know, and the thing that Rubio went through a character change during the election. You saw that, right?
Yes.
Where he was the nice guy staying on the issues, and he tanked as soon as he changed his personality. You know, he did.
I still don't think he would have won it.
Who, Rubio?
No.
Even if he didn't do that, he just never had a strong hold. He didn't have the backing, he didn't have the money, right? He never had a state that he could win. What do you want? Puerto Rico?
The Gang of Eight.
Yeah.
The Gang of Eight
They want
has hurt Rubio throughout the whole
So
process.
we had the Republican institution had Romney come out. We didn't see Romney in the last week. You know, there must have been a flashback because they tried to overturn Trump and Trump kept coming on. So it didn't have an effect on Trump, and Trump said that actually helped him.
No, it didn't.
No.
He lost Ohio.
He lost in
One
Ohio.
out of 5.
Yeah, but that was a big one.
But I
that would
think-
put him to that
right.
1237.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it won Ohio, he probably went.
Right.
Okay, but Hawaii.
But the
Ohio
polls are
he was
also-
governor. The guy was governor of Ohio. So.
But the
that was
polls
his
are
own
also
state.
saying that most Republicans will not be voting for Trump on the way out. The pollsters.
That may change.
Okay.
Because like he
Well,
just
like I said, it may change.
He just said he will stay party line. I'm an independent. So nobody's going to tell me I'm an independent.
I know.
Independent
You know,
Republican.
You're an independent Republican.
I'm
That's
a
right.
registered independent.
Republican.
I lean conservative towards
You-
the conservative
you
side.
lean Republican.
Now, let me tell you something. If Hillary wasn't running,
Yeah.
okay, because I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
If Hillary was not running,
You're gonna vote
and
for
they
Trump.
had a different candidate
Yeah.
that wasn't institutionalized from 40 years ago.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Who would that be for you?
You know something? I would even consider Joe Biden, believe it or not. I would consider Joe Biden, okay? And I would consider Joe Biden over Trump.
Yeah, but you
I'm
already
telling you.
bought your Trump underwear, so you're
No,
sold.
no,
You're
I
done.
got my Trump tie, bro. Right
Okay,
there, my
you're
Trump.
done.
It's made in
Okay,
China.
It's a nice
you're
Made
done.
in China. Let's talk about Hillary. What's going on with Hillary?
She,
I got to ask you.
Hillary had a
Will
good
she
night.
run, do you think, even if she gets indicted?
That
Do you
is.
think Hillary will run if she's indicted?
I think that is an absurd question to begin with. I'm not even going to entertain it. I know another reporter at another network.
By the way, I asked him
another.
only because he told me that
That's
a
right.
reporter on another record
And
asked
another
the question.
network
How did
tried
she
that
handle
question.
that? How did
She
handle
told
that?
him point blank, "Don't be ridiculous. I'm not going to deal with that." And that's the way to handle that.
That's a good way to
Yeah,
handle
It's not going to
they're
happen.
crazy if they think the Democrats are going to prosecute her.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Well, you
She
gotta
had a good
remember
night.
one thing. You gotta remember one
She had a
thing.
good night.
You got to remember one
What's
thing.
that?
The FBI is an independent
Oh,
agency.
my God. Here you
the
go again.
director of the FBI.
You have
is
been
known-
pushing that
Excuse
the
me.
entire
Excuse me. The guy in the FBI,
Yeah.
the director of the FBI, is known to be a law and order and cannot be bought off or intimidated by the White House.
You're intimidating.
If he comes out,
Are you saying that they're doing that? Is that what you're implying?
I'm saying that they're gathering the evidence.
No,
and there will be a recommendation by the FBI.
You're implying that they're trying to do something shady.
I'm not. All I'm implying is this. There is an investigation going on.
Okay.
The results of that investigation will come out by the end of April, probably beginning of May.
Right.
And there'll be a recommendation.
This is a country where you can indict a hamburger.
Why are you interrupting me? The FBI will come out with a report that says she broke this law, and this law, pass it over to the Justice Department.
Okay.
Now, if the Justice Department does not want to prosecute or does not want to cut a deal, it will show that the Obama administration, like previously, is lawless.
Oh,
is
my God.
lawless.
Oh, it is lawless.
And you're basing this on what again?
Lawlessness.
Oh, no. Jesus, man. Do you smoke that Wonka pipe again?
No, man.
Jesus, man. You have to stop, man.
Look, it's true.
You don't know. It hasn't been true since the first time you presented
You're
it.
talking about what?
All your...
All of Obama's lawlessness?
No,
or just,
man. Your whole thing since the beginning.
These disruptions of the Trump.
That's something else that's going on.
From Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton's camp.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't do that. We don't do that at their rallies. We never touch their rallies.
You know what the point is on that? Everybody says there's violence at the Trump rallies, and they blame it on Trump.
Blame it on Trump.
Naturally. I mean, my God.
They don't blame it.
I wish I could hit somebody in the face. Or they should be taken out on stretchers. What do you think people are going to do?
I would like to punch him in the face, right?
What are they doing there to begin with disrupting?
Exactly.
Because he wouldn't have said it.
Freedom of speech.
It's called, you can do that. You can do that.
Freedom of speech is being able to stand at a podium and not be interrupted by a bunch of crashers that are coming in and trying
Freedom
to
of speech is
where was the guy who tried to attack him?
Oh my goodness.
That's what changed my mind. This past weekend has changed my mind, where Bernie Sanders and the liberal Democrats are disrupting a conservative person's speech. That's why I'm voting.
Please,
for
somebody,
conservative now?
Somebody hand me a handkerchief.
More
this is a deep
just
one.
Keep it going, baby.
Yeah, somebody's going to hand you a handkerchief.
A handkerchief.
You know why? Because when this election comes down, man, you're going to go into hyperspace.
You guys are going to be whipped so badly they won't see you for 8 years. Okay.
Vamos a ver.
Okay.
Vamos a ver.
They're going to clean your clock.
Good.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
It won't even be close, man.
Bring it on.
So, and Bernie's picking up now also.
We're not ready. We're not ready for a crazy person.
The pieces?
No, he's
not picking up anything.
He's a lot closer than Cruz is to
The super delegates, super delegates have already locked him out.
That's right.
They have?
Yeah, he's done.
She's got those in her back pocket.
It's a rigged system. The Democrats rigged it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I think that's what's the major.
Here we go.
The whole system
It's
is rigged.
Okay.
Okay, to maintain a power structure.
That's correct.
Which we don't even know who they are.
Right.
On both sides.
Right.
Now, the Clintons are more visible with that power structure.
You want to take care of that so we can hear you?
The Clintons are more visible because they claim to be the power structure.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the Republican Party, you really don't know. You can assume based upon a lot of exposure who the power structure is.
Wait a minute.
But I don't even know who's on that committee.
From my house, I
gotta
can
be a
see
bunch of white
Alaska.
guys.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, from my house, I can see Alaska, so it's okay. We're good.
You can?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know you were Republican.
Yeah, I can see.
You got those microphones.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, you can see.
But
Alaska.
it really disturbed me. These.
That's a metaphor, by the way. Everybody blows it up,
protests.
and that's how twisted the system is. You know, because that inference that she made was saying,
I know.
I am very close.
Yes.
You know, I'm just, there's a
Absolutely.
little bit of water. It's not like the guys in Washington who are thousands of miles away.
It's just like we're close to Coney Island, the same principle.
No, when you're in New York, you're close to Coney Island.
And I used to be a Sarah Palin supporter, but over the weekend when she was talking, I mean, that voice.
What was that?
I could not.
What was that?
I can't take that voice, people. Ooh.
You know, Baldwin on Fox
That voice
News
would drive me up the
Baldwin
wall.
on Fox News the other night said that one of the reasons that he flips out, he doesn't want to listen to Hillary because
her cackle
and her voice is so disturbing.
Right.
Especially
that
when
is so misogynistic, man.
Yeah, it is.
God,
but Sarah Palin's right up there because her voice is.
Well, let's be objective.
Shrilling, right?
That's
shrill.
Yeah.
So
I did this. I did that.
Marco Rubio bowed. Marco Rubio bowed out gracefully.
Okay, let's just put $100 into a pot.
Okay.
100.
You can't.
Why don't we do meals?
You can't gamble like that.
Yeah, like a steak or, in your case, fried chicken.
100. Popeyes. I love Kentucky. All right, so we throw in 100. Who's going to be president?
You know who's going to be president.
No, I don't. Who's going to be president?
Hillary is be the next president of the United States.
Ted Cruz. Hillary. Yep. Trump. Okay. So we're going to have to figure out how to divide up the money because there's only going to be one president. Trump is in. I collect all the money.
Beautiful thing about this.
If Trump is in,
if Hillary wins, the two guys split.
If Trump is in, most of the country will be on the same airlines that you are leaving.
Okay. No, I'm not leaving if Trump wins.
I'm not leaving.
No, I think business will go up. I think business will go up. You want to know something? And I think the debt will go down. This is Danny Ramos. Stay tuned because my friend Jose Miranda, the liberal Democrat who lives 200 miles west of California, like in the water, okay, will be interviewing a candidate for district attorney for Orange County. We'll be right back.
Mira, ¿dónde tú estás?
Ya estoy aquí, mi vida. ¿Pero qué están tomando?
¿Pero por qué?
Porque te traje lo nuevo y diferente, Taíno Light Boricua Beer. Y lo más importante es que es lo nuevo y acabadita de salir al mercado.
¿Y saben buenas?
Claro, ambas cervezas tienen los mismos beneficios que una copa de vino. Con menos calorías, la Boricua Beer 6%, fuerte pero con sabor. Y la Taíno Light 4.5% y es artesanal.
Eso me gusta. Somos familia, calidad y sabor.
Visita boricuabeer.com.
My name is Nilmarie Zapata, and I am a Latina role model because I believe that you can overcome any circumstances that come in your way and be the best version of yourself.
Hello, I'm Sandra Rivera, and I'm a Latina role model. Whatever your struggles are in life, whatever you don't have or don't have access to, don't use that as an excuse for not pursuing your dreams and moving forward. Get out of your own way and get out of your comfort zone, and you will be amazed at the growth that you will experience.
Are you proud to be Hispanic? Hispanics in Florida now have the first Hispanic car license plate in the United States. Be a proud Hispanic.
Put the Hispanic plate on your car.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to be a scientist.
I want to be an engineer. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a professional dancer.
By getting the Hispanic plate for your car,
you will support scholarships and community programs.
Call now or visit HispanicAchievers.org.
Orlando se prepara para recibir el Festival del Merengue. ¡En tarima!
Mili Quesada.
Esta noche amanecemos.
Manny Manuel.
Una vez dije que te amaba.
Los hermanos Rosario.
Qué buena está.
Límite 21.
Acláreme esto.
Moni Cepeda.
La fotografía.
Cafra Negra.
Super Magnato. Y cerrando el festival, Johnny Ventura.
Merenguero hasta la...
VIP 407-492-5150. Te invita La Rumba y Taíno Light Beer.
Hi, I'm Jose Miranda. This is Hispanic Speak Out TV, brought to you each week on Bright House Channel 49. We also have two additional shows that we do. We have EDU TV with Greg Perkins, and of course we have Latino Role Model, which follows this. We talk politics and culture. We talk about a lot of things. Again, we're going to talk about politics, and I'm going to introduce you to probably the next district attorney if everything goes right, Miss Amina?
Aramis?
Amaris Ayala.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Listen, let's get to the point.
Okay.
This is the office that you're going to go for Osceola County and in Orange County.
Yes.
Okay, so are you okay? You're not crazy? You just deliberately want to do this job?
I absolutely want to do this job. I think that it's essential for someone who has the mindset that I have, someone who's committed to justice, someone who is absolutely experienced, and someone who cares. We need a communicator in office, and I'm that person.
Okay. You've been working for the same guy you want to replace for a number of years.
2 years.
Okay, so you've been also the cheerleader for him as you roll along doing your work. What's going to make you different from the current occupier of the office?
Well, anyone who's worked in the office for any period of time understands that the current structure that we have isn't working. Okay. There are multiple heads, if you will. So when a case comes in after an arrest, each individual attorney gets to decide what they want to do with the case. So the problem with that is that when you have the same evidence and two different people, it goes to two different attorneys. There's no consistency in charging. So while your case may be dropped, mine may be prosecuted.
Right. I look at the politics all over the place, and I feel like sometimes politics or the outside influences can influence a district attorney's move. Is that something that happens on a regular basis, or should that be part of the process at all?
I don't think that you cannot and you should not politicize legal issues. The law is very black and white. When you read the statute and you look at facts, either the law has been violated or it has not. Legal cases in the courtroom has no place for politics, none.
I for the audience in case they have visually impaired, you happen to be African American.
I am.
Okay, so some would say that a majority of the folks that come through the system might also be black and Hispanics. Is there an assumption here that somehow because you're African American that there's some sort of leniency, you're gonna cut somebody some break because of their color, or are we just talking about the law?
It's just the law, and that's where so many people, unfortunately, don't have the inside information as it relates to what we do. We make a decision on whether or not there's sufficient evidence to prosecute a case. Now, while we may look at the numbers of defendants who come through who are minorities, we also have to look at the people who are victimized who are also minorities. So representing one versus the other doesn't change which way we feel. We represent the interests of the victims, and we're supposed to protect safety and secure society.
Okay, when we're talking about the victims and stuff,
Yes,
victims can be on both sides, is that right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I mean, what happens is you have a person who is arrested for shooting someone on Monday, they resolve their case, and then they become a victim the next day. So how you treat the victim also will be your defendant on the next day. You have to, when we say equal justice under the law, we have to mean that, whether you're the victim or whether you're the defendant. We have to exercise consistency.
Because we have such an influx of society is changing all around us, especially here in the state of Florida, where we have a lot of minorities coming in from other countries and stuff. Does your office need to communicate better to establish a better rapport with the citizens at large?
You know, I will tell you, that is one of the primary reasons that I made a decision to run. Communication must be effectively managed when it comes to our communications within the office, when it comes to communications with law enforcement, and when it comes with regarding communications in the community. We have to communicate with the community so they are well educated on what the steps are and what our job is. The first time the community meets us should not be when they're a victim of crime.
And usually that's because they're a victim of crime they come in. Now, your office also has a fear factor. I mean, you come into the courtroom, you come in with a little entourage, folks, okay? You might dress as you are now in the dark colors, and it's the ominous woman coming in to prosecute. Is that the image we want to continue going forward? Or is that something, should we be concerned about that? Should our face be somewhat different, as this is a person of the law to take care of the law?
When it comes to our persona, if you will, the legal field is a conservative profession. There's no question about it. So we do have to focus on what we're doing versus our appearance and our attire. When we are dressed conservatively, you're not focused on our appearance. You're focused on what we are doing. We are there to practice law. We are there to prosecute cases. That is our mission and that is our job. Not to walk in as a model, not to walk in with a certain how to look good and do we have the flashiest suit. We are conservative in our approach and how we do it.
But you know, I'm not really talking about the dress code, it's the persona. Okay, this fear factor, because the DA, this is like the DA, you know, this is like a very serious person that's doing this.
Right, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a very powerful position. It's a law enforcement position, one of the highest in the area. So that person does have a lot of power, which is why it requires allies, it requires order, it requires control, it requires consistency. All of those things must be in order so that that person his voice is heard through the rest of the community. It is a powerful position who can determine whether or not a case should be prosecuted.
It sounds like you want to be part of the community as well, to get them to understand what it is that you do. Is that part of the psyche that you're going to bring to the office?
We have to be involved in the community. I think that so many times when we're in certain positions, we're so willing to host everyone. Right. But when are we willing to be hosted? When do we show up at particular things outside of running for an office? When is the last time that you saw someone not in a campaign season actually involved in the community? Right. That's where I know I will be different. I've been in the community long before I decided to run for this office. Right. That will not change now that I'm running for office, and it certainly will not change once I become the next state attorney.
When I look around, I have not, and I might have missed it, I think I told you off the air, any other women that have tried out for this office. I might have been asleep at the switch when it happened. So, will you be the first woman to come through, and will also the first woman, the first African American woman as well?
There are other state attorneys throughout the state of Florida who are women. There's one in Jacksonville. I do believe there's one down south as well. Right. I'm not aware of another. Here in Orange County, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I
so
can
you'll
say
be breaking the glass ceiling.
As well as in the state of Florida, there has not been another black state attorney.
What do you think is the most challenging aspect of the job?
I think getting consistency in your office. Okay. When you have to make certain that your voice from the top goes down and it penetrates and permeates throughout every assistant state attorney in that office, that no matter who is assigned to a particular case, your mission, your goals, and your priorities are made certain that each victim is treated the same. Okay. That's a challenge, and that's one I'm willing to conquer.
So I gather your purpose here as well is to have hands-on on all these projects, all these cases coming through, so that it runs smoothly to its successful conclusion.
I don't want to overpromise that I can have hands on every single case. That would not even be realistic. But I do believe that there have to be people in management positions who do have hands on, who understand what my priorities are and what I intend to bring to the office. So while I may not be intimately involved in every case, my priorities and my mindset and the way that I plan on practicing absolutely should be reflected in every single file in my office.
Would there be a one sentence to describe the difference between you and the current holdee of the office?
Priorities. Priorities. I plan on establishing priorities based upon allies with law enforcement and with the community. The current administration priorities are non-existent.
Right. How do we get a hold of you?
You can reach me on my website, which is www.aramisayala.com. That's ARAMISAYALA.com. You can like me on Facebook at Aramis Ayala for State Attorney, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Donnell Ayala Esquire. And you can contact me on the website, and I am very responsive for anyone who has questions and or concerns.
Wow. I'm left speechless.
You can be speechless. Just make sure you vote. Aramis Ayala for State Attorney. The vote is, it's a Florida primary, which is on August 30th, 2016. You can early vote. Early voting will begin on August 20th.
Aramis Ayala, a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming and hang out and come back again.
I definitely will.
I'm Jose Miranda. This has been Hispanic Speak Out TV, brought to you by Bright House, of course. And we'll see you again next week, same time.
Mira, ¿dónde tú estás?
Ya estoy aquí, mi vida. ¿Pero qué están tomando?
¿Pero por qué?
Porque te traje lo nuevo y diferente, Taíno Light Boricua Beer. Y lo más importante es que es lo nuevo y acabadita de salir al mercado.
¿Y saben buenas?
Claro, ambas cervezas tienen los mismos beneficios que una copa de vino. Con menos calorías, la Boricua Beer 6%, fuerte pero con sabor. Y la Taíno Light 4.5% y es artesanal.
Eso es. Somos familia, calidad y sabor.
Visita boricuabeer.com.
Orlando se prepara para recibir el Festival del Merengue en Tarima.
Mili Quesada. Esta noche amanecemos. Manny Manuel.
Una vez dije que te amaba.
Los hermanos Rosario.
Qué buena está.
Límite 21.
Acláreme esto.
Moni Cepeda.
La fotografía.
Fra Negra.
Super Magnato. Cerrando el festival, Johnny Ventura.
Merenguero hasta la
VIP 407-492-5150. Te invita la rumba y Taíno Light Beer.
Are you proud to be Hispanic? Hispanics in Florida now have the first Hispanic car license plate in the United States. Be a proud Hispanic.
Put the Hispanic plate on your car.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to be a scientist.
I want to be an engineer. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a professional dancer.
By getting the Hispanic plate for your car,
you will support scholarships and community programs.
Call now or visit HispanicAchievers.org.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year because she's in foster care, because her father abused her, and her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a volunteer child advocate. I am you.
Florida residents call toll-free 866-341-1425.